Hello, Victor here, RestoreMercedes.com. Here we have a 92 600 SEL. Now, there are a couple of issues, many issues actually, but this car hasn't been pretty much worked on in a long time, and there's a bunch of issues. Like, first concern is the front suspension, second concern is the rear suspension. Car sits very low, hydraulics doesn't seem to work in the rear, front springs probably wrong, but anyway. Inside there are some issues inside. A radio situation, as you can see, aftermarket radio spliced in somehow, a little bit of trims, the wood, that pocket does not close, lights for ASR and ABS are either removed or burnt out. The mirror, this one is all shaky, it's like broken. And in the back here we have nice quad seating, which is rare, which is pretty cool. Headrests, rear headrests, one seems to be stuck, the other one is like sort of loose. I don't know what's going on there. Other than that, it's actually pretty clean. For 92, headliner is nice shape. All of this stuff is pretty good. You know, I'm okay with all that. Now, door locks work, soft close work, although it needs work, but still, handle doesn't work. Okay, well, let's take a look at what do we see here. Major thing is that this engine does not run very good. It's all over the place. Oh, hello, look at this. What is this? Some sort of glue, if you ask me. Gee, I just started to look at it. This is amazing what I'm seeing here. Some sort of glue. Very, very amazing. I never seen anything like that. Okay, supposedly the engine was replaced. The original engine somehow failed. Okay, well, it is what it is. That's the story. And this engine was put in. Now, like I said, I already see this. This is ridiculous. It's like some sort of liquid nails or some sort of a foam, expandable foam installed here, sprayed in here. No idea why. And this is my first look, so I haven't looked at this yet. It's first time. Now this boot right here, I don't know if camera shows, but it's been siliconed like right around here, but there's a huge hole behind it. That's like absolute air leak, and that is that, and that's not good at all. When I started it, the engine runs poorly, barely, if you will. Seems like it runs like on 7 cylinders or so, something like that. Maybe 6 or maybe 5, I don't even know, because I'll take this cover off, because when I started it and it started moving the vehicle, there was smoke that started to come out. I was like, oh gee. The belt started squealing, because in this area everything is absolutely wet. This is where the spark plug wire is supposed to go in there, so it doesn't touch the belt, and everything is wet, all around is wet. This power steering is wet. There is no power steering, and that's another thing. It just does not exist. It's just not working. But I think it's because it's just not spinning, because the belt started smoking. It's skipping power steering, and all of this wetness here, I don't know. You see, this is the pieces of the belt, some sort of shreds of the belt, and all around some little shreds here and there. But here's the first problem that I see. Number one is this. Look at this. That's the water pump. It's just absolutely destroyed. I can move it like, and it's leaking coolant. This is insane. How in the world it's possible? It's like, it is ridiculous. This is totally destroyed, absolutely destroyed. I can move this whole thing easily, and then once I move it, coolant started to come out. So first thing of business is obviously the water pump. There's nothing else I can do, because I don't want to run the car with no belt. I have no coolant, I have no water pump, and that's not good. So that is number one thing. Second thing, this roller, this is bad. At least it's not seized up yet, but it's bad. Surprisingly, air pump is quiet. That's amazing. That's very good. Alternator is also good. Fan pulley is good. Now tensioner. Well, it's not moving, but nonetheless, that's the tensioner right there. It seems like decent. Power steering pump. It appears it tries to pump, to be honest with you. I actually hear it. I feel slight resistance to it. So maybe it's just no fluid in it. And AC, both the AC and its pulley spin freely. So, water pump and idler pulley. Next, right here we have open pipe to the between the air pump and the filter. Pipe below is also some sort of aftermarket pipe, and that's the air supply pipe. 92 model is not important really, so maybe we're not gonna even get to that. Maybe even disconnect this pump, because this car has straight pipes, and that's what it looks like. Now, engine mounts, they seem to be replaced at some point of time. Not totally destroyed yet, but kind of low. Seem aftermarket. Seem like they're aftermarket mounts. There are some numbers on them, I cannot read them. This mount is lower than this mount. This mount seems much higher, and that's that. I also see spark advance is disconnected. Here's the vacuum line to the ignition module. That's unplugged completely and blocked off, for that matter. I don't know what's happening on the other side, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Oh boy. Yeah, these sensors, I don't know, somebody tried to cut them and do something with them. The air intake temperature sensors are messed up. Well, not messed up, I mean the wires have to be done. Alright. Reservoir for hydraulics for the rear is absolutely empty. Nothing there. Same here, somebody tried to do something with the sensor. Some wires are spliced in, cut, whatever, what have you. This is not vital, but still. And you got a tip that's broken, but the resistor is still in place, so that should still be operational, I hope. But anyway, nonetheless, my first business with this engine is the water pump. Without water pump, I cannot really run it. So that's to be done first. And all of this has to be cleaned off, because the belt will be slipping because it's all wet, obviously. So I have a feeling that the power steering is actually okay. There's a possibility of the power steering being okay. Reservoir is absolutely empty. There's no fluid in it. So I don't know, but it's hard for me to say because I can't run it. I can't run the engine. The wiring, lower harness is bad. You can see somebody tried to kind of like splice it and dice it. That's that. Mass airflow sensor wires, I can't really see them. Like I said, this is the least of my concerns right now. If I can't run the engines, nothing really matters here. This boot seems to be a replacement boot sensor, seems to be a replacement sensor. So I don't know what's with all this tape here, but again, I'm looking at it as we speak. This is the first time I'm seeing all this. Try to put this down a little bit and see if I can move this far enough. Might not be able to, but I can't. Alright, well then fine. Just real quick, open this cover. Take a look at all these wires here. Gee, somebody taped this all around. That's all taped around, so yeah, I know I should have been a little bit more prepared, but once I saw that water pump, I was like, okay, well, let me just take a look at all this stuff, and just to have an idea, more or less of an idea. Yeah, this is all taped around all the way to the back. Okay, for that, I don't know why. I guess somebody tried to replace that particular side first. Clips are not original. Let's take these out. This is all to be corrected, so it doesn't really matter what I'm doing with it right now, because if engine doesn't run, we don't have a car. So we have to get the engine going first. Okay, something fell in. Okay, well, like I said, all of these things are to be corrected later on when the engine is operational. Oh, hello. Oh boy. Okay. All right, so what have we here? Some splicing and dicing going on here. There's some bunch of wires over here, old. Oh boy, I don't know. I don't even know what happened here. I don't see new wires in here, but I also don't see the old wires. Something like these are power cables here and stuff like that. Andrew. And I have no clue. I don't know. Well, that's gonna be the next thing. There is enough for me to do. All right, so it's a long video. I'm gonna finish it off here. Think about water pump, the belt situation. First, start the engine so I can start it and run it, and then figure out why it doesn't run right. All right, so this is all. Victor here, RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.